God, we've had a crazy day today. We're live now. We are live now, so I want to say hi to everybody on Facebook. Like us and follow us. We're going to be sharing the show afterwards, and it's so much fun. It's been crazy out there on the streets, but it's really good that everybody's in traffic because now you can sit and listen to something cool. My first live guest with me today is Gary Streeter, and he is the owner of Next Level Performance. Welcome to the show. You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Carol, for having me here. It's a great honor and pleasure to be here. As you said, I'm the owner and I'm the chief guide for Next Level Performance. My bio is, hey, I'm a dad of two. I'm a proud grandfather of one. I'm a retiree from Maricopa County in the U.S. military, living life.
Thank you.
And coming up with some fun stuff in the second stage of my life. But who am I really? I organize my life around a few different principles on a daily basis, some things that I really want to do. And one of the most important is my life purpose. And I learned that a few years ago going through some adversity in life. I truly came to find out what my life purpose is, why I'm on this earth. That's what I really want people to know.
Why are you on this earth?
I'm on this earth to make a difference with people and my community. So every day I'm looking for some way. Some days it's small. I may donate a couple dollars at the store. When it's Christmas time, throw some pennies in the bucket. That may be it. Some days it's big. Some days I have a great conversation with someone, maybe a friend or someone who's dealing with some adversity, and sometimes it's just letting them vent, and sometimes it's helping to provide some direction. That's the guiding piece. We all need that from time to time. I've had those folks in my life, and I'm highly appreciative of that. I am who I am, and as a result of that, so it's that life purpose I find that really, really drives me on a daily basis.
Well, you do something that's kind of neat, and we're going to open up the line to the audience so that they can get it. And, you have a concept, and it's called guiding.
Yes.
Tell everybody a little bit about what that means, and we're going to open up to the audience for people to get it, so go ahead.
Well, I'd ask everybody to visualize, and if you're driving, don't shut your eyes, but if you're sitting in your house or your office, if you're sitting in your house or your office, close your eyes and just imagine that you're fording a really rocky, turbulent stream, or you're climbing up a really tall, steep mountain, or you're going through a deep, dark forest. And wouldn't it be better to have someone with you who's been there before, who can help you through that? But it's not only the turbulent times in life that I can help with. I can certainly do that. I've been through those times in my life. That's why I have a passion for this guiding, because I've learned a lot in my life. I've been guided. But it's also the times when we're doing something that we're passionate about, but maybe we plateau. Maybe it's pursuing a sport, or it's playing a musical instrument. I've been taking drum lessons for years. I can kind of sort of refer to myself as a drummer in the loosest sense, but when I get playing too fast, I kind of turn into Animal from the Muppets, and it stops sounding like music. So I have to slow down.
Me too.
Yes, but it's those times, because sometimes we're doing something that we enjoy in life, but we get to a plateau or some kind of barrier, and we just can't figure out how to get through that. And so those are the times that we need someone to help us maybe take a different approach or a different perspective, learn a new set of skills to help us continue that growth and that development.
So this guiding that you're offering, it's everyone's getting entered in to win one hour free one-on-one guiding session, and we're going to open the lines to the audience for everybody out there. How many people out there are stuck or doing something right now that maybe you're just not getting to where you really want to be? Maybe you're dealing with something in your life, so you are like that guide.
Yes,
you had
absolutely.
told me before you came on, if you can think of it as like a river rafting guide,
exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so our lines are open here. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Do you work valley-wide?
I do.
Okay, so how do you work with people? Do they come to you? Do you come to them? How does it work?
Well, it's going to be on an individual basis. I'm certainly willing to travel. I have a very, very part-time job as a trainer for the Positive Coaching Alliance. It's a nonprofit about positivity in sports. I'm used to traveling the Valley, and I've been doing that for a lot of years now, even when I was working as well. So I'm used to traveling. So it's really on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
And in this day and age, if it's something that we can do over the phone and cut out travel time, then absolutely we can do that as well.
Now, the website is nextlevelperformance.biz. So you got to do .biz. And you can call him direct. His phone number is 602-388-0284, or call in here and get this one-on-one 1 hour free guiding session. And let's talk a little bit about what some of the things that you do, maybe a story that would be kind of neat to hear. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Everyone's getting entered in to win this, and I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to say that I've learned personally in life in terms of learning and self-growth and self-development is that oftentimes we think that there's something out there, outside of us, that we need to learn, some skill or some concept, some principle that we need to learn from someone. And absolutely, there are times when we need to do that. But what I've learned, I think, is just as important, is that oftentimes what we need to learn is inside us. We just need to find that. And I know in my personal life, for a long time, I had people telling me that, sometimes in a very gentle way, sometimes in a not so gentle way, and it just took me time. And I think that's the thing about human beings, is that sometimes we just have to get into that moment. We have to be in that place mentally and emotionally where we can find that in us. And a lot of that has to do with our attitude and mindset and our values and beliefs, and which are so powerful, and our assumptions that we get used to running on a daily basis, and we don't challenge them. And that's part of this is self-discovery. This guiding that I get so much joy out of is helping someone with those moments to find what's inside of them. Yes, there's a lot of stuff out in the world. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of materials and resources out in the world. But oftentimes we don't look inside enough. We're afraid to. What we see in there, we don't really like, right? And it's that part of us. I call it the introspection light, and you think of it as a flashlight. And there are different levels of light, but we turn that on ourselves and turn that into some of those dark places. Look, we really don't like to.
We all have dark places.
Absolutely,
very dark.
And that's where, for me, a lot of the growth is hiding, right? And a lot of the things that we need to address, and a lot of the fears that we have, they hide there, right? And they hide in the dark for a reason, and they continue to live until...
The problem is that they come out every once in a while, too.
Well, yes. Right? Yes, absolutely.
And that's what makes us in trouble most of the time, and not get where we want, or holds us back, or whatever.
Absolutely, because we go back to established patterns of behavior where we deny, or we pretend, or we just run away, and we never do anything about it. So we never grow. We just stay on this same level.
Everyone's getting entered in to win a 1 hour free guiding session. I believe everyone should have something like this done. It's not easy. It's not fun, but it's good work. So our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. This is something that either it's for you or someone that you know. You know somebody that might be in a situation. He is valley-wide. You could check him out on his website. It is nextlevelperformance.biz. You can also call him. His phone number is 602-388-0284. I say call in, get this free session. This is awesome. Again, 602-277-5369. We're going to be going to a break, so I can't go to the NLP yet, and I want to talk about that because it's really important what brings it all together, too. But you say that, you talk about the thing that you organize your life with 3 words. What are they?
Those 3 words are live, feel, and impact. So what I mean by that is, look, we all live. We can go through the routines of life on a daily basis, but we're not really in contact with life. We're not really present. We're not really connected with life. So on a daily basis, I want to be connected with life. Mindfulness has become much more popular in recent years, almost maybe to the point where some people may feel it's cliched, but it is absolutely true. So
we're going to go to a break. Okay. When we come back, we're going to talk further. Absolutely, you're right. I mean, it is the buzzword. We've been talking about it, and I'm happy for it because more people are receptive to it.
Yes.
Used to be that only women were, you know, but now everyone is. So give us a call here at the station and get entered in to win a 1 hour free guiding session. 602-277-5369. So because you know what? There's a lot of people out there. And yes, I was saying how women tend to resonate with you. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of men, though, out there right now. I don't know how old you are, but I know how old I am, and I know a lot of our listeners are older, that are struggling. People who, especially today, they have... maybe they've lost their job, right? Maybe they have, retired and they're really not ready and they just find out, this is not really what I want to do. Mm-hmm. But if you're listening to this, we have our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. This is a 1-hour free guiding session, and it could be so life-changing just to talk to somebody, especially somebody like Gary, who's been through a lot of the things that you have been through. He's valley-wide. You could check him out on his website. It's nextlevelperformance.biz, and our number here to call in for this, it's a one-on-one 1-hour free guiding session, and the number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100, and I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for these things. Okay, so we were talking a little bit about how you organize your life around the 3 words: live, feel, impact, and let's kind of enhance on that now and talk about it again.
Yeah, well, to flow with that, then feel. Look, for a lot of my life, and I'm 53, so I've been around on this earth for a long time. And
not as long as me.
I'm close. But for a lot of my life, I avoided feelings. I was a typical man or whatever it was, and my issues, I didn't want to feel what was uncomfortable. So I did a really good job of avoiding that, denying that it was there. And when I say good job, that didn't always turn out so well in my life. And what I've learned is that to really, truly be connected with life and with people and to get the most out of this life, this one life that we have, is we need to feel. And the good feelings, the bad feelings, characterize them how you want. That's all part of life. And we have the skills, we learn the skills to cope with that and understand that that's all part of life, and it really enriches life. And I talk some about impact. On a daily basis, I want to make some kind of impact. I've been a youth sports coach for a lot of years. I'm retired from the military. I'm involved with a veterans group, so I make an impact there as well. As I mentioned, I teach workshops, so I make an impact there. I find a lot of different ways to do that. And make some kind of impact on a daily basis.
Now we've got our lines open here, and everyone's getting entered in to win a 1-hour free one-on-one guiding session. For anyone that missed that, tell them what it is.
I get together with you, whether it's over the phone or we get together in person, talk for an hour, get to know each other some, and do some assessing and see if it's a relationship that we want to continue and figure out what kind of things we want to work on. And the thing that I've learned, and yes, this type of stuff can be scary, absolutely. When I started down my path, there were a lot of scary moments, but as I learned and as I grew, it became fun in a way. It became a challenge, and it felt good because I got a lot of rewards along the way. And human beings love rewards. So when we get rewarded, we want more of that. So we work even harder to get more of that reward. So it can be fun and very enjoyable.
You got to check him out. It's nextlevelperformance.biz. You can call him direct. His phone number is 602-388-0284. He's valley-wide. Call in here and get entered in to win. This is a 1-hour free one-on-one guiding session. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Let me just tell you, folks, it starts with a conversation.
Yes.
Because you know what? You got to just talk and find out what's going on and what your goals are and what you're looking to do. And that's how you grow from there. Okay, so one of the things that you talk about is that you do NLP.
Yes.
What is it?
Well, that's the next level performance, and I look at it as 2 components. One is it's actualizing our potential. We all have, each and every one of us on this earth, we have oftentimes unknown potential, and oftentimes it's not actualized potential. We're still working toward it. We may be still working toward that, and that goes back to the piece I talked about at the beginning. You may run into a barrier or a plateau, and it's figuring out how to get over that, get around that. But it's also, you may have dreams that we've pushed aside, or we've told ourselves, well, I'd like to do X. is. For me, like I said, I've been taking drum lessons for years. Maybe it's music or learning how to sing or write a book, but I don't have the background in that. I don't have the training for that. I don't have the degree in that. I don't have any experience. I've read from so many people, so many high-level people who did not have the background that they went into. I'm reading Les Brown's book right now, one of the classics in motivational speakers. He had no degrees, he had no formal training, but
you don't have to have a degree to be great.
Correct.
That's for sure.
Yes.
That is for sure.
Yes.
Now, the other thing that we were going to talk about is some of the different workshops that you do and that they're going to be coming up. Let's talk about that.
Well, it really, through all of my research probably goes back 6 or 7 years when I really started my life changes, when I had my fork in the road moment that I think we'll talk about, and really started looking into myself and doing a lot of research into sports psychology and personal development, both of which dovetail nicely, and adding in my own experience and my own learning, and I've come up with tools that have been helpful for me in working through my issues, in strengthening my strengths and polishing up my weaknesses, and in learning things that I never would have been interested in before. And it's important that we find purpose in life, but to achieve that, we need a process. It's great to dream, fantastic. I'm learning how to be a dreamer. For a lot of my life, I was more the rational, logical, rather than the dreamer. So I'm learning how to dream, but to make that come true and to perform optimally, right, that maximum personal effectiveness in whatever it is, in life, interpersonally, or in some kind of discipline. Ultimately, we need a process to get there, and it takes time, and oftentimes we need someone to help us, or someone's, multiple people maybe, to help us get there.
Right, and so that's where you come in.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so again, it starts with a conversation.
Yes.
Right. And when you call you said optimal performance. What do you mean by that?
Well, I define it, and it's defined variously. For me, it's maximum personal effectiveness. And again, that's up to each individual.
You know what I read? That
What's
everybody should do the little things, the small things, in a big way.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's not my words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Bob Proctor.
Okay.
But, I read it the other day, and I thought, wow, what a great thing if we all just did the little things in a big way.
Yes.
And it could be anything, right?
Absolutely.
Right? And it's sort of where you kind of come in, in my opinion. This is what I think, is that all of us, a lot of us get stuck.
Yes.
Young and old.
Yes.
And a lot of us have been dealing with things in our lives, and we don't know why bad things are happening to us. And somehow, the law of attraction,
yes,
right? That
yes.
you believe
Jack
in that?
Canfield,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So, here's what I'm just giving food for thought for the listener. And, because you're a man, I think also, do you work more with men or women, or do you do both, or what?
I'm open to either. Look, I think we all can achieve more. We can all be more and grow and learn.
But being that you're a man, it's
Yes.
good that you are, and I'm just saying this for this right here. I know a lot of women, I said this before, that women resonate with you, but there's a lot of men out there, I believe so much of them, that they wouldn't even think about picking up the phone and calling. But you know what? You guys should.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
It's the most wonderful thing. And to have somebody who is studying it and knows it, been through many things. You said you've been in through adversity. One maybe time you come back, we talk about a story.
Absolutely.
People love stories. But it really does all start with a conversation to find out where you are. And he wants to help. And that's where you're at, right?
Absolutely.
So the number to call here, everyone's getting entered in to win. This is a 1-hour free one-on-one guiding session. And if you can think about it, if you were to go on a river rafting ride, you wouldn't do it by yourself. You'd probably have a guide that went along with you to help you that's been on it before. Just like anybody that comes on this show, they want to know that I'm here at least, so at least that I know what I'm doing. No one else. So again, it's the same thing for you all out there. So our number here is 602-277-53 5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Both men and women, obviously.
Yes,
but women are the catalyst. So listen, if you're sitting next to somebody, nudge them with your elbow and say, honey, you ought to get something like this. It might be interesting. So we've got our lines open here, and I'll let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. He does work valley-wide. You could check him out on his website. It is nextlevelperformance.biz. You can also call him direct. His phone number is 602-388-0284. It starts with ourselves, and that's where you got to start. So you know what? If you're having some adversity, everybody needs it. Don't say you know, because you know you do. Our number here, get in on this, is 602-277-5369. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.